5 bands a day. I was broke, came up with a plan, now I'm the man, there ain't no stopping me. I done ran up all these bands, over hand and made like 5 bands a day. I was broke, came up with a plan, now I'm the man, there ain't no stopping me. It ain't no stopping me. Got bands, I'ma run it up. It ain't no stopping me. I was broke, came up with a plan, now I'm the man, it ain't no stopping me. Got bands, I'ma run it up. It ain't no stopping me. I done ran up all these bands up in hand and made like 5 bands a day. I was broke, came up with a plan, now I'm the man, it ain't no stopping me. I done ran up all these bands.
Hey, we are in here. What's going on, guys? We're here. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We're in here. Let me tighten this up a little bit. Let me make sure I'm in here. Y'all can see me. Let me get myself. There we go. Here we are. I'm here. We got a lot to talk about tonight. A lot of people are talking about this Daniel Penny case. I reported on this a couple days ago. The first leading charge of manslaughter was dismissed by the judge. And when I reported that, I was like, oh, okay, I see where this is headed. The judge dismissed the manslaughter charge because the jury was unable to come up with a decision. They're asking questions about the secondary charge. Even days ago, I was calling this jury nullification. And now it's been announced that the jury has went ahead and decided to acquit Jordan Neely or acquit Daniel Penny for his homicidal killing of Jordan Neely. All right, so we're going to play some clips, give y'all some background context information here. As always, I got to play some clips for y'all. Also in the news, the United Healthcare CEO assassin has been arrested. His name is Luigi Magnoni. All right, we're going to break down, give y'all some information on that situation as well. So we got some things to talk about. Tonight. Let's start it off by showing some background information, giving y'all some context to this situation with Daniel Penny. One clip that is circulating, it's going viral at this point, is some of the eyewitness testimonies, the witness statements that were taken at the scene at the time of Jordan Neely's death. I want to play that because I think that the context is important. A lot of the witnesses at the scene of the killing were saying Jordan Neely, he was acting belligerent and Daniel Penny protected the train, is what a lot of the eyewitnesses were saying. So I want to play that. I think it's important context that everyone should be aware of. So let's check this out first and foremost. Let's check this out.
Belligerent and then
very.
The whole train was freaked out. He was either gonna pull a gun, a knife, or
He said, I'm willing to die, I'm willing to get killed.
a name and a phone number.
Known as the level 1 Central. Canada, oh my goodness,
the guy in the tan did take him down very respectfully and just held him down. He wasn't
So I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but there's a black lady here and a white lady. The white lady is saying, well, Daniel Penny took him down very respectfully, very calmly. And the black woman is saying, well, the black guy was saying he was willing to die. It continues.
I think that the guy is totally drove down.
These two young ladies right here.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you see?
What did I see? I was sitting over there, I heard the young man that's on the floor saying, hey, I'm willing to die, I'll do anything, I'm willing to die, I'll go to jail, I don't care. And he was saying it so loud that everybody turned around.
Ladies
So
and
this young
gentlemen,
man,
the train is going to be held here for a long period of time. You'll find
Belligerent.
So it's kind of loud there. Obviously, they're on a busy train station. There's a lot of police officers, a lot of people in the background. But the black woman, as well as the white woman standing next to her, were both saying, hey, Jordan Neely, the victim, the guy, the deceased, I guess we can call him, was saying, hey, I'm willing to die. I'm hungry. I'm willing to die. I'll go back to prison. I'm willing to die. I don't care anymore. I'm willing to die. In the eyewitness testimony, it sounds as if Jordan Neely had a suicide. He was suicidal. It sounds like he was desperate, in need of hunger. He was hungry and he was willing to do anything for some food. All right. What is not being said in the eyewitness testimony is he had a weapon, he had a gun, he had a knife, nothing of that sort. But he was loud, he was verbally aggressive. He was telling people that, and mind you, just anyone, as far as the law goes, a threat of violence. If I say I'm going to kill you and I take a step towards you, for example, or if you reasonably believe that my words of I am going to kill you is a legitimate threat, you have the right to defend yourself with that same level of violence. So if I threaten non-deadly force against you, you can use physical non-deadly force against me, although I was just using words. Okay, and it goes the same way for deadly force. For deadly force, if I threaten deadly force against you, although I haven't taken any physical actions against you, my words, my threat of deadly violence against you is sufficient to warrant your actual deadly force against me. I think that's important. That's important context to know here. If Jordan Neely was on that train saying, I am going to kill you, I am going to kill you, those threats of deadly force violence can be responded to with deadly force legally. All right. That's self-defense. If he has threatened verbally deadly force against you, you are able, if you perceive those threats as legitimate, to defend yourself using deadly force. I think that's what we're seeing here. Okay. That's what we're seeing here in this case. The reason it wasn't, and we talked about this the other night when the first charge got arrested, there was the main charge of manslaughter, which the prosecutor would have had to prove the mens rea of recklessness. All right. Daniel Penny acted recklessly, meaning he consciously disregarded the consequences of his actions. That was thrown out days ago. The judge dismissed that charge because the jury was unable or unwilling to convict him on it, and they had prior instructions not to make a decision on the lesser crime of criminal negligence until the leading charge of manslaughter has been addressed. So the leading charge of manslaughter was addressed days ago. It was thrown out after the jury was hung, after the jury was unable to reach a consensus. The judge threw that out and followed up with instructing the jury to make a decision on the criminal negligence charge, which as of today has also been dismissed. Now, the lesser criminal negligence charge the prosecutor would have had to prove the mens rea of negligence, not recklessness, negligence. Negligence is a lot easier to prove than recklessness, because recklessness is the conscious disregard of the consequences of your actions, whereas negligence basically means you should have been aware. In this case, the criminal negligence, the prosecutor would have had to prove that he acted in an unbecoming way. He acted in a way that is socially unacceptable. All right. And apparently, according to this jury, that the prosecutor did not prove that Daniel Penny acted in a way that is socially unacceptable. Daniel Penny was allegedly, it seems, apparently, according to this jury, Daniel Penny was trying to defend, just fixing something over here. Daniel Penny was trying to defend the people who were being not attacked. I can't say Jordan Neely was attacking them, but he was threatening them. And that, in this case, is enough. Now, if you go to social media, these white folks are beside themselves. They are doing victory laps. As far as they're concerned, hey, we got to kill one of those naggers. And we didn't even go to jail for it. Woohoo! Shots fired, shots in the air, shots fired, shots fired. We got to kill one of them naggers and we didn't even have to go to jail for it. Woohoo! This is better than the day Trump won for a lot of these folks. I'm going to play y'all some of these. Just look at the timeline that's going on right now. And look at some of the posts that people are going viral right now. Look at some of these posts that are going viral. Let me show you all this. This is a post that Daniel Penny shared. Daniel Penny and his attorneys having victory drinks after Daniel Penny was acquitted of all charges. So they're celebrating. Hey, this is a good day, just in time for Christmas. Jordan Neely, that nagger's dead, and we don't even have to go to jail for it. They're celebrating. Look at what this guy's posting.
Get out of here.
The white man is back, baby. The white man is back.
Get out of here.
The white man is back, baby. The white man is back.
The white man is back. Post says, white man wins the election. January 6th niggas getting pardoned day one. Daniel Penny gets acquitted. They're celebrating. All right. They are happy. They are happy. Hey, they killed a nagger. They killed a nagger. They didn't go to jail for it. This is a good day, right? They're calling him a hero. Charlie Kirk says, breaking. Marine hero Daniel Penny was acquitted. All right. That's what they're showing. They're showing, hey, breaking. The hero, Daniel Penny, they're calling him a hero. Very similar to what we saw after, what's his name, was acquitted. After Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted for killing those two white guys at a George Floyd protest. A lot of people called that guy from the George protest, George Floyd, Kyle Rittenhouse. They called him a hero. Mind you, if you really want to go back, a lot of people were calling that guy the George Zimmerman. When George Zimmerman got off for killing Trayvon Martin. Remember, Trayvon Martin's just a kid. I could pull up posts of people calling George Zimmerman a hero. So anytime a white man kills somebody that's associated with black people, like a black child, like George Zimmerman, or at a black protest, like Kyle Rittenhouse, or this black homeless man on a train. Anytime a white man kills a black person or someone associated with black people, and he doesn't go to jail for it, oh, this is a hero. This is awesome. This is a great day for America. You let them tell it. Now, I want to show the other side of the game too, because while the white folks are celebrating, you're starting to see some of the black folks come out with anger. Now, this is just a small group of people who are standing outside of the courthouse when the Daniel Penny decision was reached. But I don't foresee large protests like we saw in 2020. And this is why. Let me break this down before we get into more clips and before we talk about the United Healthcare CEO. The reason why we are not going to see large protests like what we saw in 2020 is because in 2020, people like to blame those George Floyd protests on just black people. Oh, black people were out there rioting and looting. But truth be told, it wasn't just black people. Truth be told, in 2020, it was a lot of white folks who were tired of being stuck in their house, who were looking for any reason to go outside. Let me be honest with you. 2020, even at those George Floyd protests, a lot of those folks who were breaking in stores, who were using those bricks. Where does a pallet of bricks just wind up sitting outside of a mall? How does that happen? The same way these January 6th protesters like to point at the FBI and say, hey, there were government actors, there were agents in the crowd who were trying to provoke January 6th protesters to doing something illegal. There were agents who were provoking this. Do you think that in the 2020, the year of the George Floyd riots, you think there were no agents in those crowds? Let me tell you something. Not only were there agents in those crowds in 2020, not only were there white people who were just trying to get out of the house, who didn't really care about George Floyd and black people dying, but they were just like, look, there's people outside. I've been stuck in this house. I'm going outside and I'm rioting too. That was a thing. But not only that, let's be real. Can I drop a bomb on you right quick? Let's be real. Truth be told, there were a lot of store owners who were in those crowds. What? Yeah, let me say that again. There were a lot of store owners who were in those crowds, provoking some of those attacks, provoking some of those thefts, provoking some of those vandalisms. You might be saying, why? Why would store owners break into their own stores or lead people to break into their own stores? It's called insurance fraud, genius. 2020, the stores were shut down. Businesses were going under. People were losing money. They had no way out. These business owners, you think that they were sad? Oh no, we've been in this titty for 5 years, for 10 years, and now our store shop has been burned down. Listen, they were doing, a lot of them, I'm not saying all, but a lot of them were doing it themselves. They were losing money. They hadn't made any money that year because the stores were shut down, and they thought, hey, if I might as well just mask up. I can throw some bricks through these doors. I can at least collect on the insurance money. Yeah, that's a bar. And that's something they're not gonna tell you. That's something that they're gonna leave that out of the mainstream media. A lot of those store owners were sitting there hoping that someone would come break into their store so that they could break even for the year. Those folks were losing money. And now in 2024, see, they saw all of those. There was a big situation where all three of these groups collided. You had black folks who genuinely cared about police brutality. All right. You had black folks, some real rioters, real black folks who genuinely were tired of seeing police brutality in 2020. Then you had white people, not all, some white people were genuinely caring, but a lot of those white folks were just tired of being in the house. A lot of white folks, not just white folks, Hispanic folks, black folks, a lot of people in 2020 were just tired of being in the house. They've been sitting in the house, they look on TV, they see people running out of the Louis Vuitton store, running out of the Gucci, running out of the Prada, running out of Walmart, running out of Target, running out of all these stores. And they're like, well, listen, I've been out of work. I've been unemployed for the last 3 months, the last 6 months. My girl's leaving me. My girl is pregnant now. We weren't planning that. I'm sitting here drinking all day. I'm stuck in the house. I can't get away from these screaming kids. I'm looking on TV and I'm seeing people run out the stores with Gucci, Louis, Prada, and TVs and all the rest of it. I want some of that. I'm going. And they don't care anything about, it's not just the black folks. They didn't care anything about the police brutality. They just saw an opportunity. And we got to be honest, in 2020, there was a lot of opportunists, a lot of people who just wanted to come up. And that's something that they're not going to say in the mainstream media. So that's what we saw in 2020. Some folks who actually cared about police brutality, some opportunists who just wanted a quick come up. And we saw legitimate store owners and agents. We saw agents in 2020. Let me show you something. Real quick. Pile of bricks. Just type in pile of bricks outside mall 2020 and see what happens. See what comes up. First thing that comes up, suspicious pile of bricks. They're trying to say that this just came from construction. I'm trying to show you an image of it. Hold on. I'm trying to show y'all an image. One second. Because I'm just, sometimes I go off on my riffs, go off on my tangents. And I wasn't even planning on showing this one. But yeah. Fort Myers protest has been set up. Don't go fall for their trap. I'm trying to show y'all this. There's so many images here. But they had bricks, like just sitting right outside of the mall, waiting for someone to come throw this stuff up. All right. So it was crazy. Oh, am I showing this whole time? Sorry about that, guys. Okay. All right. So let's get back into this pile of bricks. I didn't know y'all were looking at my feed there as I'm going through this. Hold on. Am I on? I hope I'm not on. Am I live? Hold on. Okay, there we go. There we go. We're good. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, but we're here. We are here. It's late made images, videos. To determine that the bricks are part of a plan. So this is what they're showing. They're saying that these bricks was planned on HOA construction project. Yeah, okay. I'll believe that, my guy. But y'all, check this out. This is what I really wanted to show y'all. Some protests going on in response to the whole situation down here, the whole Daniel Penny situation. All right. Folks are starting to protest, but the moral of the story is do not get your hopes up thinking, okay, this might be a catalyst to get black folks riled up. Listen, it's unfortunate what happened to Jordan Neely, but we're not going to see 2020 level protests about this. We're just not. It's not. The masses of people aren't held up like they were in 2020, aren't looking for release they were in 2020. Is it sad? Yes, but this is not going to motivate. The man was homeless. Daniel Penny was a Marine and a student. People are not going to get up in arms about this homeless man getting choked out by a Marine who was allegedly trying to protect a train full of people. All right. It's an unfortunate situation. White folks are happy about someone's death, which to me is weird. But, you know, they're going to do what they're going to do, guy. They're going to do what they're going to do. You know, the devil is going to celebrate. The Bible says the devil came to do three things, and that's kill, steal, and destroy. And you think the devil's going to be sad about the death and destruction? No, this is a time to celebrate. Some demons were able to kill with impunity. Time to celebrate. Right. All right, on another note, I did want to bring some light to this situation with the United Healthcare CEO assassin. A lot of people are feeling this guy. A lot of people, this guy is going crazy on the internet because people are saying he's gorgeous. He's gorgeous. Yeah, just like Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer. Remember all the girls were feeling Jeffrey Dahmer, the insane maniac who was eating people? Well, they're having that same energy for this guy. Check this out. Let's go to 3. Oh man, I had this set up how I wanted it to let you all get a glimpse, and now my thing is messed up. Hold on. I had this open. Hold on, maybe let's go here. This instrument, because I had it set up how I wanted to have it. All right, so person of interest in fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson has been ID'd as Luigi Maglione. People are saying he's a person of interest in more ways than one. This guy looks like he's in the military. I don't know too much about his background. He was just arrested today, so news is still breaking out about the guy. But he looks like military to me. judging by his haircut, his physical fitness. He's a young guy. I think they said he's 26. So 26 years old. Luigi Mangione. This guy has just been arrested for killing the United Healthcare CEO. A lot of folks are gushing over this guy, which is interesting. But listen. And we'll see. I think that jury nullification is real. I think jury nullification played a part in this Daniel Penny case. And similarly, we'll see what happens with the United Healthcare case, because there's a lot of support for this guy. Is he going to get off? I doubt it. This is a blatant murder. But problem is he killed a white guy. Now, if the United Healthcare CEO was black, he'd have a chance. You can't kill a white guy. I think you're getting off with jury nullification. Nope, doesn't work that way. So Luigi Mangione, going to be in jail for a while. All right, with that being said, guys, I'm about to call it a night. But first, I wanted to bring this to light. Y'all know I'm from Georgia. I'm from Atlanta. And right now, because a lot of people are caught up in this this Daniel Penny situation, people are looking at, Donald Trump and the re-elections and things of that nature. I want to keep the fact that there is a reparations push. I want to keep that in the forefront. All right, that's something that we need to acknowledge and we need to continue to support. One of the reasons why reparations is in order is because of the systemic theft, the intentional theft of land and resources that foundational Black Americans have had to survive in this country. Really, it's the theft of inheritance is what it is. Now, one of the leading ways that land was stolen from foundational Black Americans was via a tactic called eminent domain. Okay? Now, anyone who Googles eminent domain, if you do your research on eminent domain, you will find that eminent domain is supposed to be used by the government, meaning the government taking private property for the purposes of public good, public welfare. So what does this mean? That means, okay, you have a house, but your house is in the way of this highway. Your house is in the way of a bridge, of a roadway. So we're going to take some of your land in order to finish building our roads, building our bridges, building our highways. This practice was done, you can see, in a lot of major cities where we have highways. You can see they used to be Black areas, Black wealthy areas. Like if you go to New York, Central Park, that used to be Black residents. Black affluent people were living in what today is called Central Park. But that land was taken by the United States government to remove, really to break that hub of Black wealth. That's really what it was. And that practice is still alive and well today. See, today we have private corporations influencing the government, and this has been done historically as well. We have private organizations who will tell the government, okay, government, I want you to take this person's property via eminent domain and then sell it to us. This is a common practice historically, and it continues today. So this is one example that I want to play you guys of a situation that is ongoing right now. Some Black farmers down there in Georgia are fighting to keep their land, which the U.S. government is trying to steal from them, not for public necessity, but for private corporations. Y'all check this out. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. It's a commercial. It's a commercial. Let me turn this down a little bit, and then I want to be right back with you. This is a commercial. I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit and get right back with you, okay? Y'all check this out.
Okay.
Driving across their nearly 600 acres
Yeah, you can see a lot of little trees over there. You see the tops of them.
never gets old for Blaine and Diane Smith. The history just as rich as the timber crops they've been farming.
We used to go down there. It's a special rock that we like to sit on.
Blaine's enslaved ancestors lived and worked on this Sparta land. Now, he and his wife own the very property.
So these folks are foundational Black Americans. They have been on this land since their family, their ancestors were enslaved. After enslavements, they were able to purchase the land from the white slave owners. They got the land. They've been working it for centuries. They've been holding on to this land for centuries. All right, let's continue.
The family among the less than 2% of Black farmers nationwide.
My father farmed this land almost all of his life. My grandfather farmed it most of his life. He bought it back in the 1920s. During that time, he raised cotton, corn, peas, all kinds of vegetables. But it's still in the Smith family. Not one piece of it has gotten away.
Until this September. State leaders decided parts of the Sparta land are no longer theirs.
It's my property. You know, you don't have the right to take.
But a private company does have the right to take it, according to the unanimous vote from the Georgia Public Service Commission. The agency, comprised of 5 elected officials.
Now, who the heck is this clown right here in the center? Y'all voted to take this black man's land, and this black guy in the center of the voting board, he's okay with that? Who is this clown down there in Georgia? Y'all know I'm from Georgia too, so who is this clown? Where he from? Where's his people from? I got questions about this guy.
Oversees eminent domain. Eminent domain, the right of a government or its agent to appropriate private property for public use with payment of compensation. In Georgia, the process starts by first condemning the site. The Georgia PSC members agreed private company Sandersville Railroad could legally condemn 9 properties in Sparta, including parts of the Smiths, for the company's Hanson Spur project, a 4.5-mile spur connecting raw material producers to the CSX rail line in Hancock County. Essentially, hauling rocks that be used to build concrete. The company argues the train project will improve infrastructure. But the Smiths feel railroaded.
If you listen to the railroad folks, they say you're keeping your land. We're just taking a little piece of it. To me, we've got somebody who's coming through it like they are. They're devaluing it. They're defacing it. They're creating hazards through it.
They are just one of at least a dozen local eminent domain cases in recent years, from Atlanta to Newton County. Current statistics are few and fragmented, but Atlanta News First Investigates found nationwide data. A 2007 study revealed when eminent domain was used for private development, it most often impacted areas where more than half of the community was made up of people of color.
And I hate that term, people of color. Listen, they're using the eminent domain to take property from black folks. It's not people of color. No, they gotta be all inclusive, but listen, let's be real. It's disproportionately taking land from black people. Let's just call a spade a spade.
Nearly half of the area's population sat below the poverty line. In the city of Sparta, where the developers are building the railroad, census records show 51% of residents live in poverty, the median income at $22,000.
You know, we're here in a county that really needs new opportunities, new job growth, new tax base.
The railroad company president, Ben Charbutton.
Have an annual impact of $1.5 million.
That could make sense for a struggling town. It's how the company has pitched the project to residents. However, Georgia law states economic development is not a justifiable reason to take property.
Let me say that again. Economic development is not a justifiable reason to take property. But hey, in this case, and Historically, we've seen it throughout the country. Private property has been taken from specifically foundational Black Americans with little to no recourse. All right, I'm gonna let them finish, but I'm just saying that the struggle continues. They like to act like it was so long ago. Oh, just get over it. Hey, our folks are still getting targeted.
It really is not supposed to be factored into an eminent domain case.
Well, they go hand in hand. I talk about jobs because that's what really matters to folks.
Tarbutton says the train would only travel one round trip per day, 5 days a week during daylight hours, that it would not be a nuisance to landowners.
They feel like you guys are robbing them of their family legacy, of their family land.
Well,
yeah, we are taking their land. We're taking their family legacy. They've had this land since their ancestors were enslaved. This land has been in their family since their ancestors were freed from slavery. And they are using a private corporation. A private railroad is using eminent domain, which is supposed to be a public use, a government use. A private corporation is using government authority to take land from private citizens. This is unconstitutional. It's land theft is what it is.
Round trip per day, 5 days a week during daylight hours, that it would not be a nuisance to landowners.
They feel like you guys are robbing them of their family legacy, of their family land.
Well, I understand that, and it's the condemnation process is a last resort. We have had multiple conversations with the landowners.
While several of
the landowners did not want to sell. The landowners didn't want to sell. We've had multiple conversations, but we've got to condemn their land. It's the last resort. We're going to take their land. The landowners, we've talked to them. They didn't want to sell it to us. So now we're going to take it. That's basically what's happening here. The private corporation, the private railroad company is telling this Black family who has had this 600 acres down there in Georgia since their family was freed from slavery. And they're saying, okay, I'm white and I say so. Yeah, that's our land now. Yeah, you don't want to sell it? That doesn't matter. You thought that mattered? You thought you owning some property? You thought your property rights mattered? Nagger. Get these naggers off our land.
Other property owners made deals with the company. 3 families are holding out, including the Smiths, in part over fears if they give up land now, the company could take even more.
Would you guys come back and take more land?
Well, I don't know exactly who you're talking to, but everyone I've dealt with that's a landowner we've had.
Notice he doesn't say no. Notice the way this guy is answering his question. I don't know who you're talking to, but the question is, will you take more land if you get this land from these people who don't want to sell?
3 families are holding out, including the Smiths, in part over fears if they give up land now, the company could take even more.
Would you guys come back and take more land?
Well, I don't know exactly who you're talking to, but everyone I've dealt with that's a landowner, we've had very constructive dialogue.
So would you take more land if you needed it?
No, we're very clear.
A claim the Smiths don't believe.
Yeah, I
because
wouldn't
when
believe
they
that.
come
that
and
man
take
either.
that property, it's gone forever.
It's why the Institute for Justice now represents the families against the railroad.
The railroad's position is just that I'm a railroad. Obviously, I'm going to benefit you, and that's just not enough.
The attorney filed this appeal in Fulton County Superior Court, alleging
Fulton County, that's where I'm
PSC
from.
improperly granted Sandersville's petition that the project is not economically feasible and may not be a legitimate public use.
What the railroad has shown is that this track, if it even comes about, is going to promote the profits and the cost reductions for a couple of private companies, and that's all.
The Institute for Justice is using this as a money-making venture for themselves.
Hundreds of acres for 100
It's almost done. Let me
years
finish it up.
in one single lineage. Altering it in any way is a price of progress that's just too high for the Smiths.
I go back to what my father said, keep the land. The land is gives you respect, gives you respectability. Everybody around here knows that this is the Smith land out here.
Now the Smiths, they have got, and I'm wishing the Smiths all the best. I've got land in my house, in my family, that's been passed down for generations. I talk about it on this channel all the time. Family that's I'm the 5th, my son is the 6th, and I'm hoping to pass the land on to him. So I've got land that's been in my family for generations, just like the Smiths have land that have been in their family for generations. And I hate to see these private corporations working with the United States federal government to steal land from black people who don't want to sell it. They've got 600 acres of land down there in Georgia. They want to farm their land. They want to keep their land. And a private corporation, a private railroad is going to come and say, hey, if you refuse to sell it, we're going to use the U.S. government to take it. And that's something that's been common throughout U.S. history. You can look at different states. Like I said, just about everywhere you see a major interstate highway, there used to be some black folks living in those parts. Whether it be in New York, whether it be in LA, whether it be down there in Georgia, you see this happen all the time. For example, down in Georgia, take a look at Lake Lanier. Take a look at that. They killed people flooding the town in where modern day Lake Lanier is. They flooded that area. It was black people living down there. They've just flooded it. They have no problem taking black people's land. And that's why on this channel, y'all know about me, I'm pushing reparations. Reparations for the stolen inheritance. They're trying to take the Smiths' land so that they can't continue to pass that land down in their family. And that's happened throughout American history. Black folks having their land stolen, whether it be through eminent domain, whether it be through Oklahoma race, quote unquote, race riots, which is just people getting their homes burned and property stolen. This is a common occurrence. And that's why on this channel, we're going to continue to push reparations to our detriment. Let me say this before we close out. Do y'all know how much further along this YouTube channel would be if I wasn't standing on reparations as hard as it is? When I'm on my streams, I can see people coming in and out of the room. Whether you comment or not, I can see the viewers go up and down depending on what I'm talking about. And I know as soon as I say certain words like reparations, the viewer count starts to go down, because we have YouTube analytics. So I can see certain words, certain conversations that affect my viewer count. One thing that majorly affects my viewer count is my push for reparations. I push for reparations, and I have no problem calling out suspected white supremacy. And two things, as soon as I say the word reparations, or as soon as I say suspected white supremacists, I always see in the algorithm or in my analytics, the viewership goes down. So to my own detriment, I continue to push these things. If I was just, let me just build this YouTube channel, get monetized and just blow. If I was just on that, I could easily take the Candace Owens route. I could easily just be a black conservative and parrot suspected white supremacist talking points, and the white supremacists will love me. Hey, it's a black dude talking like us, and he's got dreads, he seems cool, and he's supporting Daniel Penny, and he's supporting Kyle Rittenhouse, and he's supporting corporations stealing black people's land. Yeah, let me subscribe to him. If I wanted to sell out, I could monetize it pretty quickly. But nah, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take the slow route. I'm gonna do the slow grind. I'm gonna stick with the stagnant subscriber count, and that's okay. That's okay. If I don't get no new subscribers, if I don't get no increased viewership, if I'm just where I'm at this point forever and a day, at least forever and a day, the people who choose to watch this channel will have someone advocating for black people in America. Y'all have someone advocating for reparations and political policies that actually benefit us as a community, tangibles. You'll have someone here that you know is fair and balanced on behalf of black folks. I'm not out here acting like black people are flawless, or there's no room for accountability and individual improvement on behalf of black folks. But as a group, we're doing a whole lot better than a lot of our competition. And as a group, the only thing outside of individual personal accountability, which is necessary, which there's always in every group room for improvement. But outside of that, as a group, I'm going to continue pushing for reparations for the reasons I've laid out. All right. So there you have it. You got the situation with Daniel Penny. He is now acquitted. He has been found not guilty for not only recklessly killing Jordan Neely. That charge has been thrown out, as well as criminal negligence has been thrown out. So both charges, all charges against Daniel Penny have been dismissed. All right. R.I.P. to Jordan Neely. Just sit back, laugh at these white folks who are celebrating someone's death. Keep an eye out on the United Healthcare CEO assassin, Luigi Magnioli. Keep an eye out, and I'm going to keep you all up to date as far as that trial, when the trial begins there. But the suspect has been arrested. And I'm going to keep you all up to date on this Georgia case where eminent domain is being used against this black family, the Smiths, who have owned 600 acres of land since their family members were freed from slavery. And now the government's trying to take their land from them and give it to a railroad corporation, private corporation. I'm going to keep you all abreast on those cases. With that being said, on your way out, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, guys, for more content just like this. What? Yep, hit the thumbs up button, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Might as well smash the subscribe button so you can get a notification, so you can get recommended more videos, because there's a lot going on in the world. I'm sure you probably want to hear a perspective you haven't heard before. So subscribe and come on back for more. That being said, catch you on the next one. Peace.